Konnichiwa, minasan. Thank you all you beautiful people for joining me for another devlog. Today we're going to be working on some major infrastructure changes to Kana Mash, mainly around what I'm calling the bucket system. Now accompanying this, I also have some great quality of life updates, including a brand new review page, so if that sounds interesting to you, please stick around. So first, let's talk about the major piece of functionality for this devlog, which is going to be the bucket system. Now, this is going to be based off the Lettner system. If you guys have ever used like SRS flashcards similar to Anki, then this will be familiar to you. But the basic idea is that you have these buckets that any word can fall into, and essentially anytime you guess an answer correctly, meaning that you guess all the kana from that question, you'll move up one bucket, and if you answer one incorrectly, then you would move down. Now, each bucket is assigned a percentage that represents how often a word would be chosen from that bucket. So for instance, your bucket 1 might be chosen 50% of the time, while your bucket 5 might only be chosen 5% of the time. And the percentages kind of steadily decrease as you increase your buckets. In this way, the players will be shown a distributed number of words they don't know with some that they do know. So this is definitely something that I've been wanting to implement for a while now. I just needed to set the groundwork, which was the word familiarity system, in order to be able to implement this. And I really wanted to get this implemented because before, users were kind of shown words at random, and I think this is going to be overall a more effective method for what's essentially a flashcard game with a twist. So again, I'm really excited to finally get this implemented in Kana Mash, and I think it's going to bring a lot to the game, kind of from behind the scenes. One of the next major features for Kana Mash that I really wanted to add is the addition of a review page. So essentially, after a player has played through a few matches, they've racked up a certain number of familiarity points. There was no way previously for the player to know how many familiarity points except after the round. So if there was a word that you hadn't seen in the round, you had no way of kind of verifying that until you had seen the word again, and then you could see how many familiarity points you have. Well, now I have a brand new review page where you can go and see all of the words that you're most familiar with in kind of descending order. So it'll show you the words you're most familiar with first, all the way down to your least familiar words. So I'm pretty excited about this review page. I think it's going to give players a lot more insight into the words that they're actually answering. This also seconds as a way for players to review words that they might not be overly familiar with. I include both the kanji and the kana on each kanji review page, so players can review the spelling of words that they might be unfamiliar with. Now, I'm super excited to bring this review page. As I said, I've been wanting to work on it for a while, and I know that there's a ton that could be added here. I'd love to add like a search feature or maybe even definitions in the future. So if you guys have any ideas for how you'd like to see this review page structured in the future, I'd love to hear them down in the comments. So to wind down this devlog, there were quite a few quality of life improvements. I won't talk through all of them here, but if you'd like to read them all, I do have a written blog posted on my itch, which I'll link down in the description below. Also, feel free to post any quality of life improvements that you guys might like to see. I'm always open to that feedback. However, the one improvement I did want to touch on was the addition of the skip button. So prior, if you were answering a question and didn't recognize any of the answer words, you were kind of forced to guess and hope that you got a kana that you needed. Now, for any question, if you get a set of words that you're unsure on, you can skip and get a new set of words. Currently, there's no penalty to either your score or your word familiarity, but I'm thinking in the future of deducting at least a little bit so this method doesn't become too overpowered. Let me know what you guys think of this one in the comments below. So that's going to do it for this devlog, guys. I do greatly appreciate any of you that made it to the end. As always, I'm going to link the game down in the description box below. If you could play it, give me some feedback. That would mean the world to me. And I appreciate you guys for watching.